you say?
I love my wife.
I told
That you're replaceable by her on this podcast.
I said that's what she probably thinks.
Her head is growing right now.
she'll just like
She's
be like, you know
listening
what?
to
I'll
this.
just do my own, and
Yeah.
she'll just like put it out the exact same time.
She probably have 1 million followers in, you know, like 2 months.
500,000 or something, yeah.
I love it.
And man, you're sucking
Million.
up big time now.
Got to, because we're going to talk about it here in a little bit.
That's right. Always. Yeah, that's great. Well, how you guys doing?
I'm good. Yeah. Sunshine.
Sunshine. We're
Still.
getting a little. Yeah, still we're getting a little deeper into October, which is it's the best month, right? Like just
For
throw it
sure.
out there. It's
Yeah. Fire pits.
You said the
Yeah.
best month?
the best. You don't think?
I mean,
I mean,
I like December and then May, my birthday. Those are pretty good months.
What's
December's cold.
I like cold.
Well, I guess Christmas is great, and that season is great.
Yep.
So like from Thanksgiving to Christmas, super fun. New Year's, all that, like it means a lot. But like warm days, cool nights, doesn't always rain that much, and you know that's nice.
The
And
wind isn't usually blowing
Yeah.
in October too. That's awesome.
fall
'cause-
activities start, which is great. You get
yeah,
camping,
pumpkin patches.
camping.
Pumpkin patch camping.
You
And
get-
next. You give me one I'm more like here.
Some like October.
Football.
That's good. There we go.
Football. Basketball starts. Baseball playoffs. That's so
I'll do
sports.
baseball plays.
Sports are heavily
I agree.
Yeah.
great in October. So I don't know, man.
October baseball is about the only time I watch
Lucas is
anymore.
coaching like the ultimate flag football team
That's right.
too.
That's right.
Here, so
October,
I'm telling
man.
you, if we get past this week, I didn't tell you, but on air, if we get past this week, I think we're gonna run the table. Just so-
nice.
Yeah.
Bring
I
home,
scout
bring
this
home
stuff,
the trophy.
man. I scout it.
I love it.
And I told Kayla, or not Kayla, my assistant coach, which is not my wife, the assistant coach.
It's probably
Better
smart.
clarify.
Probably smart.
She does help on the bench and stuff, but I told him at halftime we were losing our last game like 13-12. I'm like, I got it. I got the adjustments, and it was like 32-13 at the end, so it's good.
Yeah.
Get it?
Second half.
Lucas, he beat a team that's been together 4 years, and this is
right, man.
his first year team, really. You got a few players.
3 practices.
Before long, at colleges are going to start calling, man.
Yeah.
Coach Prime, I'm waiting.
Heck yeah, I'd move to Boulder. That'd be great. No,
Yeah.
raise your kids there. That'd be awesome. All right. Well, since we're in October and we just mentioned one thing we all three enjoy, which is baseball playoffs.
Me especially.
Yeah, Anthony especially. I mean, I love them. I watch baseball, and Lucas mentioned he watched the playoff. I watch the playoffs. I have not always had my team to root for, which is a bummer, but
Mine
definitely.
either.
Yeah, I mean, the Braves have a nice history, man. They have
Good
a nice
history. But not a history
tried-
of going all the way.
I think the Texas Rangers made this postseason. It might be their 7th or like 8th, 9th time in history.
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 That's a dedicated fan.
Well, back before the wild card and all that, it was pretty hard to make.
It was tougher. You're right. No, that's fair. But
That's why I
still.
just
But the
love the
wild card's been
playoffs,
around
so.
for 30 years, hasn't it? The wild card's been around a
Dude,
long
there's
time.
nothing. I was telling
Long
my
time,
kids.
yeah.
So and I know this is kind of off subject. The Rangers had to win some of their last regular season games, and we were watching one of those games as a family because it came on kind of early in the evening. And I mentioned how awesome baseball playoffs are. There's nothing quite like it.
Nope.
Every pitch, you're just with it. Like you just,
Yep.
it's just
And
unbelievable.
this year it's going to be a lot quicker. That's my
Yeah,
main complaint.
man, yeah,
right, of-
you're
in
right.
the years past,
100%,
is the playoff
yeah.
games are like a 7:00 game doesn't end until 11:00.
Yeah,
at
you're
night.
right.
It's like this
You're
is
right.
crazy.
No, that's right. I didn't
Now
even
with the
think
pitch
about
clock,
that made a huge difference.
it did
Huge
big time.
difference. It's unbelievable.
I think like 30, 45 minutes, like
Yeah,
shorter
yeah.
game times on average a lot of times.
Like you can get in and out of a game in 2.5 hours,
Yeah.
which it used to be unheard of.
Yeah,
which is
that's good.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, we already set the table there. We're going to go through our top 3 World Series moments. Now this is obviously a personal list, but this is going to be interesting for sure. You ready, Lucas?
I can go first. For sure.
Yeah.
It seems like this is the rotation.
I know it is. We
I
can
know.
make you.
Hey,
you
that's whatever. I can go for it. I can change it
shake
up.
it up.
Oh, we were good. We probably don't have the same. His is probably all Braves. Yours is probably all Rangers.
No,
and-
mine's.
Woo.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Really?
I only have one Brave.
I have 2 from
Really?
one
Yeah.
game.
2 from one game.
Oh yeah,
That's all right.
it's
All right.
like deep in me.
So my first 2, number 3, number 2, are just off calls that I just remember watching like on SportsCenter growing up. All right. So the first one, I don't even like the Dodgers, but Kurt Gibson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the call
Yep,
on that when he hit the pinch hit home run.
This
and,
yeah, the fist
right
bump.
Here, this
Yeah.
right here, yeah.
I don't believe what I just saw, or whatever.
That's Scully.
Yeah, Vin Scully.
Yeah, he's great.
So, that's mine. That's like his only at bat, and he hit it off. They're playing the A's,
Eckersley, yeah,
so he hit it
man.
off a legit pitcher too.
That's like iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, still
That's
to this
that
day.
silly
Both
left-handed
had-
swing too.
I think they both have like great mustaches
Yeah.
too.
He's like fist bumping around the bases.
that's
Can't
the
even-
best part.
Yeah.
I would be too if I hit a home run in the World Series.
Yeah.
So-
I'd probably be doing a cartwheel.
Yeah.
Also,
That's fair. That's
So
fair.
I'm pretty lame. So I actually watched the YouTube video of his whole at bat. It was like a 12-minute ordeal.
Yeah, yeah.
He was just like rolling over these little ground ball, foul ball.
balls,
I'm like,
yeah.
dude. And all of a sudden he gets one pitch.
Yeah.
History.
Yeah.
Like his whole at bat wasn't very good.
That's a good sound you just made.
So-
It kind of
Yeah.
sounded like it.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
bat hitting.
I don't think it sounded quite like that, but
pretty
we'll,
impressive.
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lasorda was out there running around. You know.
Yeah. With his gut.
Yeah.
His gut.
Tommy Lasorda.
Golly, yeah.
All
Anyways.
it takes is one swing.
One swing.
All
The
right.
other ones don't matter.
This is a World Series moment that included the Braves,
Okay.
but it was not for the Braves.
Okay. Well.
Kirby Puckett.
Mm.
I really like Kirby Puckett. He was a little guy.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed him. And in that 91 series, I mean, he had an incredible series. Had the catch, which is not the moment, but the home run to walk off Game 6.
Game 6.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a big deal. And then that's
See you tomorrow night.
that's what
Yeah.
you said that today.
Yeah.
We were talking, and I was like, you know what? I forgot about that call. We'll
Yep.
see you tomorrow night. After he walked it off, that
Great.
was great.
And then
So-
we'll know.
And I was like 11. I think I was 11 when that was. I was probably about to turn 12. And so for me, those are like the years that were formed my love for sports. And that was one that I remember that watching that series, and I might have been the first one. Like I sat and watched all the games, like every pitch, every moment. And,
Well, that atmosphere there.
yeah,
I
it
don't
was
was
great.
it the Metro? What was it? Metrodome
yeah,
back then?
yeah, is the dome,
Yeah.
and in both places. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the first time. I mean, that's the first time I remember that.
Yep.
Well, Game
And-
7 was pretty fantastic. Wasn't it a pitcher's
Oh,
duel?
Unbelievable, yeah. And they had just both great.
Mhm.
Yeah, just it was fun. And also, what's really cool about that World Series, which when I was looking this up just to try to make sure I had it all right, is that it was like the first time and maybe the only time ever that the team started and they were in last place, pretty, decently into the season, and they both came into first place by the end and then made it all the way to the World Series, which was pretty incredible. So like a very toughened, hard fought season that led them to the series. So that was pretty great.
Yep.
No, I remember that. And I think it just kind of catapulted my love for baseball. So
Yep.
yeah, it was good
Yeah,
stuff.
I like it, even though
Yeah.
we didn't win.
That started your
Ever-
dynasty, though. You
ever-
won like 20 division titles
have
in a
you
row.
always-
I think it was 14 or 15
That's
straight.
crazy.
Yeah, have you always loved the Braves?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, because in Oklahoma we don't have a team, so
Oh,
they
they're
were
on Turner.
TBS.
Yeah.
TBS. You didn't like the Cubs?
I just
WG?
chose the Braves. I don't know.
Good
I
choice.
guess I flipped a coin
You
and
didn't, you didn't
I
like
just watched
Harry Carey.
TBS. Yeah.
Harry Carey got on your nerve. I won.
Yeah.
I too.
Hi, oh my God. Yeah. No, you chose well.
And we were good, right? So that's
chose
probably why
Yeah.
they were really good when I was a kid
Yeah,
too.
you chose well.
I like the
Yeah.
Braves, too.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too. Yeah, good organization.
All right, mine. So I love the Braves, but I love baseball even more. So I only have one Brave. So
Yeah.
number 3 is not. Number 3 is just a love of baseball and a hate of the Yankees.
Amen.
So, in that era, late mid-90s, late 90s to early 2000s, right? Just the dynasty. So you would root against anybody playing against them. So
Oh, 100%.
my number 3 choice is the 2001 World Series where Mariano Rivera gives up the walk-off
I love that.
to the Diamondbacks.
Luis
In the
Gonzalez.
Diamondbacks.
Yeah. That had it set up like 9-11. Yankees
Yeah.
are going to win. Nope. Luis Gonzalez. Go ahead.
Hits the blooper over Derek Jeter
I'll never
and a
forget
walk-off in the bottom of the ninth.
That's because Jeter can't play defense. Let's just be honest. I love you, Derek.
The captain. But
good.
David versus Goliath,
Oh,
right? And
yeah.
and actually, my mom's cousin was like at the game. Like,
Oh.
Nice.
so later on, when I was a kid, he had season tickets, and I got to go to a few Diamondbacks games when we go visit them. And he was telling me, I was there at Game 7 when he walked it off, and it was
Wow.
like the most incredible sports
How incredible.
experience of my life. And I could imagine.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
when
think-
literally nobody's rooting for you really,
No.
except for people in Arizona. Nobody thinks you got a chance, and then you come out.
Well, even to
and
go 7
beat-
games.
Yeah,
That was
and
nuts,
literally, it's still. I mean, the guy does. Mariano Rivera is a complete stud, right?
Well,
Especially
yeah.
The best
2001.
closer in
Yeah.
the history of baseball.
Yep.
Nobody thinks he's going to give up
No.
the
Right.
save in Game 7
What
of the
song
World
was he
Series.
came out to? Was it
Inner Sandman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
I think that's the series where George Bush, president, came out and like
W.
threw a strike.
W.
yeah.
Like just painted down the middle.
Pseudo
He's
Texan.
up there,
Yeah.
like, and just boom, like
High leg
legit,
kicking his
yeah.
loafers and everything.
Yeah, he's like, "Where you got to wear a
I'm gonna stand on
Yeah,
the mound.
yeah." He just
Yeah.
strike. None of this other. Anyways,
Yeah. Yep.
I can go on. But
Yeah, and that should be maybe a top 3 worst first pitch moments in Major League.
man.
Baseball.
Yeah,
There's been
a
some
lot.
bad ones. There's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
some bad ones.
Yeah.
No, that's good. I like that.
All right, my number 2. It's hard for me to say this because I'm an American and I love baseball, but this is a Canadian team. But
Oh yes, I had this kind of on mine.
is it
I
on
was
your list?
thinking
Because I
about-
got something else.
No, it's not.
All
But
right.
I was thinking about it.
So this is to win the World Series.
Yeah.
Joe Carter,
Yeah.
Blue Jays.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it was 92, 93.
It had to be in that same. Yeah. in the
He's
early
like, touch
90s.
them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just like he's a kid just running around the bases.
Oh
you know?
man. Yeah.
But it is a
big smile.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
that takes you
great.
back to Major League. At least they're not from Canada.
Roberto.
Yeah.
Roberto Alomar was on that team, right?
Yes, he was
Yeah,
a stud.
He was, man. He was the
Uh,
reason I wore number 12.
Who the first baseman wore the helmet? John Olerud.
Olerud, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
didn't he go play for did he play for the Mariners too? No, he didn't play for that was Bruner, wasn't it?
John Olerud played for somebody
He played for
else.
somebody
He
else,
might
though,
play
I
for the
couldn't think
Yankees.
of-
I don't know. Everyone plays for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're
I
good,
don't know.
back then, if you're
What was
good enough,
the-
they'd buy
Yeah.
you.
What was the deal with the helmet though? He had like some kind of like soft
There is
spot
a
on his head
story,
or
but I
something.
can't. I know. There was something, but I can't remember the story.
His mom made him.
But I read that story like 25 years ago, and I forget.
Yeah,
But-
no, that's fair. Okay.
Anyways, that was mine.
All right, so number 2 for me. So this is going to come from the same game, and I'm sorry, it just they're not good moments. Well, one is a pretty good moment actually, and I'm going to do that one first. So this is number 2.
Okay.
2011, my Texas Rangers against the mighty Cardinals. Game 6.
Mm.
So one of the most amazing moments, elation that I
This
felt.
is in St. Louis, right?
Is in St.
Yep.
Louis. The elation that I felt, the overabundance of joy, which is so sad because we're talking about sports, but
Yep.
the overabundance of joy I felt when Josh Hamilton, and I want to tell you a few little things about this, but hit a home run in the 10th to put us up, and I'm gonna get the score wrong here, but I like 2 runs. I
think
can't
it was
remember.
a couple.
Like 7-5 or
Yeah.
7-4, something like that.
Yep.
But he hit that home run, and you just thought, okay, we lost an incredible amount of momentum, and we'll get to that in a minute. But he hit a home run. I do believe this, and I'm not making this up. I do think that was his first home run in the postseason,
Wow.
which he had an incredible year. But I do think that he was walked a lot,
Mm-hmm.
was pitched around quite a bit, and he has a tendency to strike out. I think he just
Yep.
did pretty poorly, and I want to say that it was. I think it was his first home run in the postseason. I remember the Nolan Ryan was our president of baseball operations, and I remember the camera like showing Josh Hamilton run around the bases, and then and Joe Buck was on the call, and then they shift over to Nolan Ryan. And he's just like, it's like we won it. Oh, this is it, man, for sure. We got it. We had a pretty decent closer at the time, and yeah, man. And it anyway, it did not
end well for you.
did not play out well. So the Cardinals end up tying it in the bottom of the 10th with just like the way they played, right?
I mean,
Just-
you were 1 strike away from
dude,
winning.
that's my. We'll get there. But so the Cardinals tied it in the bottom of the
Get there, he
10th,
says.
and then in the 11th, and Freese hit that home run to walk it off, and
I love it when there's
Yeah.
World Series players like we only talk about them this one time. Like
Yeah.
they're
he was nothing.
I don't want to say they're nobodies because they're better than I ever was, but
No,
like
but he
you
was
never hear of
nothing.
them again,
No.
right?
I don't even know if he made
Not
an All-Star.
Hamilton. Like Hamilton was
Yeah, he's
his
kind of a
story
nut.
and stuff, but
he was
yeah.
better in the regular season. But
Yeah.
also, I think Freese maybe he never even made an All-Star game, did he? I don't even think he was.
I don't think he was like. I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't remember.
freaking Cardinals, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, it hurt.
You're still upset.
But that
about
moment, that home run was incredible. And also, that was on my birthday. Just so we,
Oh.
yeah, I thought, yeah. Anyway,
So
all
you went
right,
to bed after that, then, huh?
I'm gonna cry again. Let's go. Let's
That's
go.
what's
Anthony.
Let's
pretty
go.
crazy.
Let's go.
I distinctly remember that game. That was, dude.
Well,
that
I'll
was
be
what,
honest.
13 years ago.
It was one of the 13 years ago. No, 12. 12 years ago.
Oh, 12,
It was
okay.
2011.
Yeah.
The Mavs won the title that year. Can you imagine
Oh,
how
here we go.
Can you
Everybody fell
imagine?
in love with Ron Washington as a manager.
Old
that
school
year,
brother.
too. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, he's a
legit
stud.
defensive.
I love that he's
Yeah.
for the Braves, but
Yeah, he's legit.
He was iconic then.
He just liked the nose candy. So
Yeah, and something else too.
Yeah.
Side
Sorry.
piece.
yeah, yeah. Sorry. Anyway, all right.
All right.
Yeah,
all
go
right,
man.
All right.
Go.
So I'm number 2. I'm going with my Braves. We won the World Series in 2021. Which was awesome about that is we weren't even like 500 in August,
I
and like
remember
we
that.
just got hot,
Like crazy hot.
and like the young kids just came up and became superstars, right? Which they are now in 2023. I mean, they are loaded with these guys
They're good.
offensively. It's crazy. But my most memorable moment of the 2021 World Series is Game 6 in Houston. Jorge Soler hits a home run outside of the ballpark.
Oh yeah.
Monster shot in Game 6,
That's
and we
awesome.
end up winning, the series later. But
And the
but
best
to
part-
make that statement,
And the best part is you beat Houston.
we did, and everybody hated Houston, right? 'Cause
Everybody
they,
still
still
hates
hates
Houston.
they
Yeah.
still do,
Yeah.
right?
We should.
Cheaters.
Everybody should.
Just Houston baseball. Let's
Yeah.
clarify.
So everybody, so everybody was rooting for us at least. But I'll never forget somebody hitting a ball outside the stadium in the World Series.
awesome.
It was crazy. So
All right, Lucas.
All right.
Numero uno.
Game 7, 2014 World Series, Royals Giants.
Yeah.
This brings back a lot of memories for me.
reminiscing
No, but
here.
Get some tissue.
Kayla was. We were at the hospital. Kyler was going to be born. So on the day of the game, we were in the hospital. She was going to be induced or whatever. So at 6:00 at night, I'm trying to watch the game on the hospital TV.
Tell her to be quiet.
Fuzzy. No, she wasn't.
Just keep it
that
down
bad
over
yet.
there.
The story gets better. So I was trying to watch it on this little TV, Fuzzy. I was upset because the Royals hadn't won, in 30 years or whatever. Still didn't win that year. But anyways, the next day, she actually goes into labor, and the anesthesiologist comes in, and he's wearing his scrub hat or whatever as a Royals thing. So Kayla's, obviously, she's in pain. She's in labor and everything. And I'm like, hey, Royals fan. He's like, yeah, I was at the game last night. So him and I were talking about Game 7.
That's so awesome.
I can still feel her eyes looking at me when she's laying there.
so great.
But yeah, so Game 7.
she had
Kyler was
laser
born.
eyes, like
Yeah. Kyler was born. Kayla was still loving me back then. So
Yeah.
it was fun times.
I love it.
But
That's
yeah,
great.
he comes in and he's like, I was at the game. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So was it
Well, I got
like
nothing going on. Let's talk about
yeah.
it.
So what
they
was-
won the next year. The following year, they won
Yeah.
the World Series and broke the curse. But go
So
ahead.
I'm thinking of it as like Major League. What was the manager's name in Major League? Coach
Lou?
Lou Brown.
Yeah.
Remember he's in the hospital, and they're going to the playoffs, and like
got the
he's
earpiece in.
he had a heart
yeah,
attack.
that's
Right?
right.
He's in the
Yeah.
hospital.
I
They were
love
like, you
this
can't-
British stuff. I might even move to England.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's right. What on the TV?
Yeah, it
he
was
was
radio.
They brought
They
him
had
an
it.
earpiece radio,
That's it.
and
That's
he
it.
had the British like BBC or something like that
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
TV.
That's going
Yeah.
nuts.
Dude, that's funny.
That's great.
Yep.
So top that one with your Rangers.
Well, my number one is not a joyous moment at all. It is that same fateful Game 6 in the 2011 series. Nelson Cruz playing. He should have been playing like no double baseball. I do think he had crept in a little further than he should have. So the ball gets hit deep. We're down to our last strike. I think Anthony already mentioned that. So we're down to with the World Series is over. Like literally over.
Like you've won.
It was
Yeah.
it was done.
I'm just
Everybody
clarifying
thought.
for those that don't know what
Yeah.
we're talking about here.
Well, we didn't win, but
I know.
it was for all intensive
But
purposes.
you thought you did.
Champagne on ice, clubhouse plastic up.
Yeah.
It was, dude.
Done deal.
It was a done. They probably had already.
Rings were being sized.
They probably already.
it was
threw-
ready to
They
go.
already shipped the Cardinals World Series hats to Africa. That's how. That is how
Oh.
close.
So now
we
they
were.
think not only the Bills were really good in football, they also think the Rangers were really good in baseball
right.
there for a few years.
That's right.
And that's good.
So the ball is hit deep. Nelson Cruz was too shallow. Has to go back too far. Still, in my opinion, could have caught the ball. He horribly misjudged. Says he started feeling for the wall too soon. Missed the ball by like this far. His glove is, his glove is massive. I don't even, it just blew my mind.
14-inch glove.
So he misses. And I think we kind of covered a little bit in my moment number 2, but they lost the series, man. And I literally thought that they were going to win the World Series on my birthday against the Cardinals, which, I mean, what a great history that
They were really good then.
and the Rangers, man, to go back-to-back series, that's a big deal,
Yeah.
right? That's tough when you, especially in a, like, we were not a good, necessarily a farm system. We had definitely paid for players to come over, and we had, I don't know, man. It was just, so we have the curse of Nolan Ryan. That's what we call it.
When's the last time that they won the World Series?
We never have.
Never.
Thank you for that.
I mean,
Thank
Nolan
you,
won
thank
one.
you. Thank you, Anthony.
Nolan Ryan won
Thank
one
you.
with the Mets like in the 60s. That's how old he is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's old, man. 69, I think.
That seems
Yeah.
weird to me.
Yeah. We've never won one.
Oh.
The
haven't been
hey, you
around
want to
that.
bring this up? The Cowboys haven't won haven't been in an NFC championship game in like 30 years either, Anthony. Huh? Anyway,
Yeah, that
so
happens.
yeah, I have one of those teams. I have a couple of those teams actually. So, and if they ever win, it'll be sweet. And I do
Yeah.
think they're building something nice there. So
Yeah.
we'll see what
I mean,
happens.
they got a new
But-
stadium. So, I mean, they got that.
I mean, they got a good farm system, new stadium.
Yeah,
So we're
it'll
kind of
happen.
rolling, and we
It'll
made the
happen.
playoffs this year. for the
Everyone
first
has a
time in
good
while.
farm system. They all say that.
Well, like we legitimately do. I think
good.
we try to mimic the Astros, which is unfortunate, even though they did a great job building their team. So that's my number one. It sucked. It
it's
broke my
good.
heart, and I still, you know what? The Cardinals were my National League team. I liked them.
Yep.
Not anymore.
I hate them.
Yeah, I would too.
I can't even stomach the stupid, classic, awesome uniform over there.
You know, having a team in the AL and NL or NFC, AFC, that's another topic
it's
for me.
stupid. Yeah,
you could
it's
have one
stupid.
team. Anyways,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, Anthony.
Well, my number one takes place at Globe Life Stadium in Texas.
Okay. Yeah.
Game 3,
Yeah.
World Series, Dodgers,
Not the Rangers.
Rays in COVID year 2020.
Yeah, you should clarify. They were in their new dome stadium in Arlington.
First year it was open.
It was COVID year,
Yep.
and so they actually played the series there instead of the home and home
Yep.
or home and away or whatever. So
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've been to every Major League Baseball stadium,
Mhm.
and then the World Series is in Arlington,
Mhm.
and I can buy tickets for reasonable,
Yeah, I'm
right?
sure,
For
yeah.
relatively compared, I think they're like $700 a ticket, but you had to buy you had to buy 4, right? So you had a pod because of COVID.
yeah,
So obviously this is my number one moment because I was there at Game 3 of the World Series.
Gotcha.
And added that to the bucket list. But it was such a memorable experience because with COVID, it was awesome because it was actually decently priced for World
Yeah.
Series tickets. I mean, we've looked at years past where like stadium room only was like $1,000, $1,200,
Oh, yeah,
$1,400
for sure.
per ticket, number one. But then you had all this space. There was like 10,000 people there. That was it.
Yeah, I
Inside
remember-
this stadium. What's it hold? Like 40,000 people?
I remember it being weird. Yeah, I think it's like 42. or
So
something
like
that.
you had your pod, so there's nobody in front of you, nobody behind you, and there were 4 seats between you and the next people over.
That's awesome.
And it was just like what a way to experience the World Series
Yeah.
because a normal baseball game is way overcrowded, right? Just a normal game. I went earlier this year to Texas.
Yeah.
I went to a day game and like, you're just bumping into people feel like in the sardine can.
Cowboys must not have been playing.
Yeah, no. Well, it was 1:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
but
with you.
just a cool experience to actually see the World Series.
I went to a
be
World Series
there.
game.
Did you?
Yeah, when the Rangers played the Giants,
Yeah.
they lost.
they lose.
They lost again.
2-0.
Yeah,
They
lost
lost
that
again.
series too, huh?
Yeah, I think they got. I would just say they got swept, but they might have
Yeah.
won a game. They had those were pitchers.
Yeah. The only thing that I am a little sour about is that I bought these tickets before anybody clinched. So that helped with the price. But the Braves
Had a chance.
were up like 3
Yeah.
games to 1 against the Dodgers. And I was like, oh, dude, this is awesome. My Braves are going to be in the World Series. And they give it up
That's tough. That's
to
tough.
them.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
3
I
to
mean,
1.
they're like the new Yankees for me for the National League team, right?
the Dodgers.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Pay for everybody.
Yeah, pay for everybody. Yeah.
So that was a little sour about that, but still awesome experience.
That's cool.
Hang out at the World Series.
Nice.
With only a few people. Yeah,
I
it
love
was
it.
fun. And we all went as a family. So
Yeah,
That's cool.
both the kids, wife. It was just a fun family experience.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Hard to
So-
top going to a World Series.
It is.
I mean, because
still-
even though the Rangers lost, it was a fun experience.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was kind of a bummer, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to go to Super Bowl if you guys won't buy me tickets.
What if the Niners and the Cowboys are playing the NFC Championship game?
Can't afford it.
I know. I mean,
I looked last year or 2 years ago at that playoff game in Texas.
Yeah.
It was like $500, $700 for the
Well,
top row of
I
the
got
stadium.
I got a
or
scenario.
whatever.
We can do these on top 3
And
sometime.
it's giving money to Jerry
What
Jones. I
if-
can't do it.
Yeah, it's fair. He doesn't need it.
Right.
What is Dolphins versus Niners in the Super Bowl? You gonna try to go? You and your brother? You will enter every
Would I like to
sweepstakes?
go? Yeah, I would love to go. Would I go? Probably not.
That'd be pretty cool, though.
I mean, a ticket's got.
I think it's in. Where's it at this year?
two plus.
It's in Vegas this
Yeah.
year.
Ooh,
So
that's
cheap
a little,
flight,
little
cheap
smaller,
flight. Yeah.
smaller stadium.
But yeah, I probably wouldn't
It
go.
might
I
be
would love
fun.
to go, but
You know,
I
it might be
probably
fun just to go hang around the event and then watch it at like one of the big.
wouldn't. That's true.
Places.
You could do that.
I'd
Save
go
you
do-
some money.
Or you
Yeah.
could talk Kayla
I'd
and
go
say,
do
hey,
that.
this year my kids are going to go to public school because I'm going to go to the
Right. So that's the thing. You never know when they're going to make it. So it's kind of like you can't plan it like that. But yeah,
Eight
Yeah.
public school for the next 6 years.
yeah.
You know.
So I can go to the Super Bowl for one day at the
One
Super
night.
Bowl. Yep. Me and my
One
brother. Actually, me and
fantastic
Adam. I'm going
night.
to take Adam with me.
No,
It's
I
all
actually
right.
like watching the games with like by myself. Like
Yeah.
even the Super
Yeah.
Bowl when the 49ers play and lose the last two.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he was
I'm,
like, I
like, by
can't host
myself.
small group if the
No.
Niners are in the World
No.
Series.
Yeah. I'd probably be the same way.
You guys are
Can't do
crazy.
it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I see. I could watch. I could have you guys over at the World Series.
Yeah, but you have
if
like
the Rays are in
7
it.
chances to win that.
Yeah,
thing.
it's
We
not
got
one game. It's
That's
not one
true.
game.
That's true.
The one game is killer, man.
It's hard.
intense.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways,
All right. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that. Man, that's some hurtful memories for me. But that was fun to talk about. Baseball this time of year is just spectacular. I know Lucas mentioned the calls too, man. They just have had some great ones over the years. Well, Anthony's been gallivanting around the globe. He mentioned a little bit of his baseball travels, but that is not
Yeah.
what he did this time. So
Well,
let's talk about that, Anthony.
yeah, man. Yeah, I got to go. We had a work trip and I visited Switzerland,
Okay.
Germany, UK.
Okay.
It was fun.
So what was the best thing you ate on this trip?
Oh man, that's a hard question.
Okay, two best.
I would say, man, you gotta. That's hard. We had some great meals. We had some great like scenic meals, like on Lake Geneva or Lake Zurich and Frankfurt. We ate at a restaurant that had been opened since like 1740,
Oh, that's cool.
so that was kind of cool. We had a lot of good Indian food, Afghani food.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Ate way too much. But we just found different cultures, and
Yeah.
we ate at a place called Borough Market, and it's literally like Mother Road Market, but like
Oh yeah.
100 times larger.
Where at?
London,
In London. Yeah. That
right,
sounded like
right there in the city. Probably the most memorable meal, I would say, probably Frankfurt.
Okay, because of
not-
the age of the restaurant.
Yep, and we had a good waiter, and I mean, we just brought it out family style, and you're kind of in that setting
Yeah.
of you're in Germany,
Yeah.
and there's all the Germans around you
I
having
like
a good
Germany.
time.
Yeah, Germany's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
drinking beer.
I was about to
and
say
all
it's
that
it's
stuff.
Oktoberfest season over
It
there.
was,
so,
yeah. Munich, a little bit further away, but
I mean, still
yeah, no. So that was probably the most memorable. But I don't think we had a bad meal. It was
pretty
all good.
pretty good trip for that.
It was a good trip, yeah.
Did you do anything for fun?
Yeah, we sightseed. We had like 2 full days in London, and I think we walked like 20 miles in 2 days.
Yeah.
yeah.
A long way. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's a
we walked all around London in different spots, and went to Greenwich. That's where the observatory is for they call it the Zulu time. It's where they came up with the it was mostly for boats, maritime, how to keep track of the actual time, and like an international standard time, which
Gotcha.
we use for aviation too,
Okay.
and boats use it too. That way, nobody knows, nobody's guessing what time it is. Like when you say it's 3 o'clock, like use an international time, and it's always that time.
Oh, okay. I
Anywhere in
gotcha.
the world.
No matter
So
where
that's
you're
where
at.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's where 0 degrees longitude became the official
They made that spot.
at that spot with these guys, and it dates back
Sure, it's not in Texas.
from positive. But like you see the history of this place, and it's dated. They started like observing like stars and marking the spots. Like it's kind of like noon, like when they'd had their telescope up in the crosshairs, and when like the sun crossed the crosshairs, it was 12 o'clock.
Oh, that's
kind of
cool.
how they did it, and so that became the kind of the standard. but they dated back to like 1640, 1650, something like that. So
People be smart.
yeah,
They're smarter back then than they are now.
Very smart.
Unbelievable, man.
That's the cool thing about Europe is the
Yeah.
history
The history for sure.
that dates back there. Like Tower of London,
Yeah.
this fortress there. The first tower was built like 1070,
It's crazy,
1080,
man.
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
a lot
cool.
of history.
I mean,
I've,
something young is like the London or the Tower of London Bridge is like
Yeah.
built in like 1890 or something like
The
that.
big
It's a
clock.
young bridge.
Yeah.
Big Ben, yeah, Big
yeah,
Ben
it's
was
been
like
forever.
late 1800s.
Yeah, 1800s. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
That's
like
cool.
that's like a new. It's new.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. And we see stuff
200 years
here,
old.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have old buildings here.
Not really. I don't.
50 years
no.
old,
Like,
100 years old.
I mean, we do have old buildings.
Yeah,
We just
no,
have the
we-
best
yeah.
stuff. I don't know what
Yeah.
you guys know. I think we
Yeah.
have the best.
Our old stuff is their young stuff.
I mean, there's still old. Like, there's
Mm.
old churches that are from 1500s. I think, like in Florida, Alamo's like the church next to Alamo is supposed to be pretty old. Not that old. And then I think California down like Southern California, there's a couple of like old mission type things that are
Yeah.
really really old. But yeah,
Overall.
we don't have a lot of it.
No.
Yeah,
There was
no,
a
lot
not
of
on this
it.
trip, but another trip I went to in Italy, this town called Bergamo. Still in use, the church still standing in the town square, open in like 1300s. And our hotel down where we ate breakfast, there was like some blocked off areas, some like dirt and stuff like that. And they said it dated back to 300 BC. That area.
Woo! Dang.
How do they know
Crazy.
that?
I don't know. I have no idea. People
Carbon-
smarter than me.
Carbon dating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they've kind of proven that's not super accurate. But
Yeah.
that's cool.
But it's
Yeah, that's
fun.
cool.
It's a different pace, different cultures, different
Mhm.
environment than what we're used to.
Yep.
So it's kind of fun just to be over there and see how
Yeah.
people live
Right.
differently than what we do.
So-
Can they tell you like, oh, it's American? Like if they see you, I mean, because they saw me, they'd be like, oh, that's a American. 'cause
Oh, yeah.
The way I'm
100%, you
but-
stand out. You stand out like a sore
Yeah.
thumb. Over
I know
there.
I would. You stand out too.
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
When they hear me
Not
talk,
me.
I say, "I'm
Yeah,
American."
not you.
They're like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we know you're not from around here."
Yeah.
I say
buddy."
hola.
In
Guten
Europe-
Morgen.
I was gonna say hola in Europe. All right.
Guten.
Yeah.
Guten.
Oh, you stand
Morgen.
out. I mean, just
Yeah.
the way you
Yeah.
dress, right? The way you walk. We
Mhm.
just Americans walk different
In fact,
than
you take a shower. every day.
Europeans. Yeah, exactly. And you use toilet paper, not a squirter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, water squirter.
I mean, I've never been to
bidet.
Europe. I'd love to go to Europe, but I've never been.
You
yet.
love it. You love
yeah.
in the
the.
Middle East. I know that sounds crazy. I'd like to go like Israel and things
I
like
would too.
that.
Oh, me too.
If I could, you
Yeah.
know, be safe for sure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
So,
mean
but,
it's safe, right? It's
Yeah.
no different than
Yeah.
walking around.
I agree.
But I'd like to go with
Cities
like
here.
a pastor or somebody that knows, you know,
Yeah.
like
Well, you can book tour. Like when you
Yeah.
go to Israel,
yeah.
you'd be smart to book a tour, and you know like what you're going to be
Mhm.
covering. You have a guided tour on
That'd be cool.
things. Yeah, that's,
I think it'd
that's
be
a way.
cool.
That's
Oh, yeah.
a way I would
I
like
do.
agree.
this is where
Israel.
Jesus, you know, walked and preached.
That'd be
and
amazing.
all
Yeah.
that. That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
That would
So,
be
yeah.
cool. The food scene would be cool. I
Yeah.
love especially that Mediterranean, Middle East
Yeah, I do too.
food. That's kind of
The you
happy
would
place.
you would enjoy the war history, man.
Mhm.
In Europe.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
you would
In
really
Frankfurt.
enjoy that.
So
you-
and
yeah.
so that we're at that restaurant and opened since like 1740, but that's not the original building, right? Because of World War II,
Mhm.
Frankfurt was
Got shelled.
essentially like burned to the ground. So it's pretty amazing to
Yep.
put yourself back. I mean that you're talking
Mhm.
what 80 years ago, right? Not
Yep.
that long
Mhm.
ago.
It's not
That
long.
place, yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. So
Yeah, I've traipsed around Germany.
I'd love to go to Germany.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
interesting.
mean, I have family history, you
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
Same.
So
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
and the coolest toilet here. This is a random
Yeah.
fact.
coolest
The
toilet.
coolest, weirdest toilet was in my hotel in Frankfurt. It had a heated seat.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
And it came with a remote control
For flushing?
for flushing and for
Cleaning.
the squirter.
The squirter.
Yeah, if you didn't want to use toilet paper, and it also had a button for a crack dryer. So after you got done cleaning it, you had a
these-
blow
Are
dryer.
these technical terms?
These
The
are
squirter and the
these
crack
are rich
dryer.
people toilets.
Yeah, it
We're
was.
looking for sponsors,
yeah.
crack dryer, if you're open. Yeah.
That's the first for me.
No
I've
pun
traveled
intended.
yeah. I've traveled I've stayed in a lot of hotels in different parts of the world, and
That's
that was
funny.
a first for me.
Well, let me ask you about the flight. So, how many pilots?
Too.
2 pilots.
And we had
This
our
whole
mechanic
trip?
too. Yeah, we had our mechanic too.
Just in case.
Yep.
You do like a spacewalk if something goes
I
bad.
was gonna say,
Yeah,
how many
something
engines?
like
Got
that.
one engine on this plane?
Two.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
Gulfstream. 650, right?
Yeah. No, I wish.
280?
Yep.
280, a little bit smaller.
Yep.
So yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. So when you're flying in one of those, do you get up and walk?
Mm-hmm.
Like
get
you
up,
go to the
stretch.
back and
Yeah.
stretch?
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, in the galley and stuff like that. It's like a 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2"
Yeah.
cabin, something like that.
I mean, I
So
know it. Yeah.
it's not huge.
But
Like some
still,
of the bigger
like
Gulf
650 is
Streams.
bigger than that.
Yeah, it would be massive. You'd have tons of space. I wouldn't say you have tons of space, but you have plenty of room to just
To
get
move
up, stretch,
around,
go to
so
the
you get up,
bathroom,
okay.
all that stuff. Yeah, so it's a
And
long flight.
So,
but,
so since it is, you have a crew. Do you have like a? Or is it like self-serve? You got like a buffet back there, and I got to make my own sandwich, or what is it?
No, so we'll put on catering in the galley, and then one of us, or in this case our mechanic, he helped us get the
You just set the food up.
catering. Yeah. Well, you put it depends if it needs to go in the oven or the cooler or what
You do that.
whatnot. Yeah,
That was interesting.
We
Yeah,
don't have
okay.
a flight attendant or anything like that.
Yeah.
When the passengers want their food, they'll usually come say, well, we'll ask them, hey, what do you want? And so
Yeah.
we'll just kind of help them out.
You'd be like, get it on your own. We're going through a storm.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So that's kind of how, we usually have plenty of food, those snacks and all that stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is very interesting.
Yeah. So
That's how I want to fly to Europe. I want to tell
Privately?
Anthony, yeah, with Anthony fixing my food.
yeah, there you go. It's
Yeah.
nothing fancy typically, but it's decent.
Is it
Right?
airline type food? Like, is it
Oh, it's better than that.
okay? So is it? But
Yeah.
is it like you mentioned, like put in the oven, things like that?
Mhm.
It's like specific to an aircraft. Like you can't just cook like a lasagna in there.
Well,
Family
so
size
this all
lasagna.
comes pre-cooked, but so the way
Okay.
like
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
what I
like
was at. I was
it's like a
wondering.
professional kitchen where it's the meal is cooked and then they like super cool it like really quickly
Yep. Okay.
for like safety purposes and it goes in the
Package,
fridge.
package it.
Yep. And so
send
all
it.
we do is just all you gotta do is put it in the oven, turn the oven on, shove it in the oven to heat up,
Yes, gotcha.
and then it's
okay.
ready to eat. Yeah,
So
so
there's
you're
like
not
a-
cooking like
It's an extremely fancy TV dinner.
yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
But it could be. But I would
Swanson
consider
work
it.
for sponsors.
But I would consider it like a real meal, right? It's just a-
Totino's,
yeah.
Totino's
Yeah.
pizza.
That's cool.
The
So
quality is better
how long of a flight from like wherever you left? Where'd you leave in the States?
here. Tulsa.
Tulsa.
Went to Switzerland. It was about 10 hours.
Okay.
Yep. And we had a tailwind, so that's why it didn't
Nice.
take quite as long. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
cool.
So it's a
Yeah.
long flight.
Was it nice and smooth?
It was. But it's the weird thing going over there. It's just dark, like
The whole time, yeah.
almost the whole time till you get
On
over
purpose,
there.
right? It's kind of what you want. Is that, am I wrong?
I mean,
or you just has to be?
I mean, it's
basically?
just the way the time
yeah.
changes, right?
Can't make the sun go.
Makes you tired. That's for sure.
It is weird,
When
right?
you don't see anything,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would you rather fly during the day or at night? Personally, like just a regular flight.
I like the I like the daytime
Yeah.
better because I think the sun, especially for a longer flight, like coming home,
Mhm.
at least you have the sun because the sun kind of
Kinda
like keeps
chasing
you
it.
awake
Yeah, kinda
a little
chasing it.
bit. But I mean, overall, like night versus day, it's just easier to see during the day.
Right.
Like takeoff, landing, like surroundings, like down low. I like to fly in the daytime.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I like to drive in the daytime.
Me too. I'm old. I
But-
can't see.
But on the flip side, right, nighttime, it's cool to see the stars and the
Yeah.
moon, the planets.
Yeah.
Like you see like shooting stars, like
Yeah,
obviously pretty clear up there. So,
it's pretty cool.
so that's
cool.
That's kind of fun. The
Yeah,
hardest
that's
part though is like flipping your body clock,
yeah,
especially
makes
on a
sense.
trip like that. You're gone for a while. You got to flip your body clock, and so
When you get there.
yep.
Yep.
So you land at like 8 a.m. Well, that's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Occasion on your body. So you want to go to sleep, but if you go to sleep, you're hosed.
yeah, you got to stay up.
You got to stay. You got to power through, or
So,
at
like, in the
at
evening or whatever?
Maybe take an hour nap at the most if
Yeah.
like you're really struggling. But hopefully, you got to power through till. Man, I try to
9,
stay up to like
10.
10 o'clock
Yeah.
at night, and it can be a struggle. That first day is
Like their time.
rough. Yeah,
Not
their
10,
time.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, their time, which is still only 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock on your body.
Yeah.
So it's mentally hard to turn it off too.
So when you do that and you go to bed, can you? Yeah, I was gonna ask. Can you go to sleep and then if you do get like an 8.5 hours, do you feel pretty like okay?
I feel good. Yeah, I feel
Okay.
good.
Like,
Yep.
that's-
Usually take melatonin with me and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And try to flip your clock. And then, you feel pretty good. But the thing is, your sleep bounces around while you're over there because your body's just off, right?
Yeah,
The time change and stuff
and
like
you're
that.
in a
So,
hotel,
hotel,
Even though
all
you
that
got
stuff.
Fancy toilets.
crack
Yeah.
dryers. You
Yeah.
can't. Yeah. You're just like, man, I'll go use that sucker.
We got
again.
one plate toilet there at my house.
man. I know.
That's a joke. We got the good stuff.
Camper toilet. Yeah.
Oh.
You obviously don't have daughters.
What's Kayla say about that one ply?
She has her own
We
stash.
don't.
Yeah, oh,
We
okay,
don't
yeah.
have-
She has her
we
own
don't
stash.
have one ply.
That's for the boys. That's for the boys. That's awesome.
But yeah,
That's cool, man.
yeah, good trip,
Yeah.
fun. I had great people to be with.
Cool.
Great food. Just a great time. I enjoyed my time over there. But obviously ready to be home.
Yeah. I mean,
A
it's pretty
week from-
quick. 1
yeah.
week, right?
Yeah, week gone's a long time. Be gone from
Gone a long
all the
time, and
family
you-
and stuff like that.
All over the place, right?
Yeah, you're moving.
So you fly somewhere new every day?
Almost
Almost.
until we got to London. We had like 2 days there. So
That's cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for sharing. I was intrigued
Yeah.
by the idea.
yeah,
Yeah, it's cool.
Talk more about these
Maybe,
meals too at
yeah.
some point. I gotta hear about this. Yeah. Maybe you take us up?
take you up. I wish.
Yeah, too.
Yeah.
When he buys his
maybe.
own plane, you'll take us up.
Yeah.
That'd be
When our podcast
sweet.
becomes famous and we have like 50
Hey, I tell you
million
what,
followers,
If
maybe.
our podcast becomes famous and we have to fly to interview George Kittle, we're going private.
Yeah, I'll fly us then.
Mark it down, Lucas.
He would be amazing on a podcast. George Kittle.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
agree.
goodness.
Way better than Kelsey. Kelsey's
Kelsey's
pretty good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like Kittle better.
I do too. Well, of course.
Yeah.
So what's your number one place you want to travel to outside the country?
Ever? I've always wanted to go to South America. I've
Yeah.
never been. So, I mean, just kind of a general term, South America.
Yep.
There's a transcontinental highway that goes, you can like actually drive down there. I thought that'd be kind of cool.
You would drive from here to
Well,
South America?
I think it would be really cool to do that. I don't know if it doesn't make sense probably at this point in my life, but in South America you can drive like the length of the continent as well. But I definitely would like to go to Patagonia and Machu Picchu looks cool, man. It just all that stuff is appealing to me, but I don't know. Maybe I won't make it. And then like I've Thailand, Vietnam has always been something that's appealed to me as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, and Israel too, Middle East.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think Africa. You've been to Africa, though,
I've
haven't
been
you?
to Africa. Yeah,
Yeah. I think China would be kind of cool.
Which part of Africa? Africa
Yeah.
is
I've been there.
Yeah. You've been
Africa
there
is
too?
completely different.
I'd
right?
probably do the western side. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I went to the Gulf. I went to
Yeah.
So the
what is that called? The Horn?
no, I think that's at the bottom.
Well, anyways.
I went to Nigeria. So
I'm more of
Yeah.
a Moroccan,
yeah, desert.
northern
yeah.
part of Africa. No, well, I mean the coast. I don't think necessarily.
Oh yeah, that's
desert.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But right outside.
I'd love to go there too. Turkey, all that, man. It looks. I mean,
We gotta start saving up some money. We got a lot of
We
travel
gotta
to
hit
do.
this big, boys.
Yeah.
Take this global.
See the pyramids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Morocco, Egypt.
It's like
would
a
be cool.
Pizza Hut right across the street from the pyramids. You guys know this?
No.
No, but that's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep. They're not like out in
There's
the
a
middle of nowhere.
McDonald's inside it.
Nah, that's not true.
Okay.
That's
I made-
too far.
I made
Come
that
Hey,
on
would you
now.
eat camel?
We're looking. Yeah, I'd eat it. We're looking for
Meat?
sponsors, camel meat providers.
Yeah.
Yeah, or not
See.
cigarettes.
Yeah, not cigarettes.
They make those anymore?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I made that up. Joe
Yeah.
Cool.
If we ever make it to the Middle East, maybe we can try camel.
I'll try it.
I
I'll try
would.
anything once.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure you can get it here somewhere in the States.
But you have to have it shipped. Yeah, I think there is one place.
They call it horse.
Yeah.
One bite at a time. That's how you eat it. One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. All right.
All right.
Well,
You may close us out real quick.
Lucas, close us out.
All right, this won't take a whole long time here. So I've mentioned in the past, like a lot of times when I hear God speaking to me is through music, like on the radio and things like that. Kayla, my wife, and I've also, our boys fall asleep listening to Christian music on the radio every night. Like they have to have the radio on. So they
Yeah, my kids.
Yeah.
Do that.
do what?
My
Your
kids
kids-
do the same.
yeah.
That's cool.
Like I used to fall asleep with a TV, and that probably wasn't the best thing when I was young. But the radio, they at least hear the words and things.
I fell asleep watching Chucky.
God bless.
I don't know how you even sleep now.
Sociopath over here.
Jeez, we got a podcast on Anthony's childhood next time. Golly, it'll have probably 3 parts. Anyways, so this one song that came on that I was listening to, like I said in the past, like Kayla's going through some medical stuff, and it's a song that says "My God is Still the Same" by Sanctus Rio. I don't know if you guys know
oh
the
yeah.
song.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So basically, I'm not going to read the whole lyrics, but like, they ask the waves of, because Red Sea parted, like, is my God still the same? And it just keeps going over and over. Our God is still the same then as he is now. He's still faithful. He's still true. He still has power. He can still heal. So that song just kind of spoke to me, just like he is the same. Because a lot of time in our culture, we just kind of put him in a box, right? Like he's not the same
Sure.
God that he was then. He's still not doing miracles, but he is. And I just feel like, I don't know, that kind of spoke to my heart, just kind of re-energized me and just, put God first again, and just, he is powerful, he is strong, he is faithful, he's true, he does hear our prayers. And he's just always there. And so that's, like I said, it's going to be pretty short there, but that's all I have really, is just keep God first. And then like he never leaves us. You know, even when we feel like he has left us, he's not. You know, and sometimes, you know, if we apply for that job and we don't get it or whatever, like sometimes that's actually a blessing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can't see, right?
Yeah, we don't have the
see.
40,000 foot view, right, that he has, and what's going to
That's
happen.
good stuff.
So that's all I had. I know it's just short this week, but
That's good.
yep, just keep him first, and he's the same as he was when he created the universe, as he is now, and he always will be.
It's the one constant.
Yep.
There's no other constant in our lives. Everything else changes.
He stays the same.
We grow old. People leave us. We change jobs. We just everything changes, and he does not.
He does not.
That's good stuff, man.
Yep,
I like
that's
that
just
thought.
encouraging, right? Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
he'll be on the throne forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep,
I love
that's
it. Man.
If he's for us, who's against us? You know,
That's right. That's right.
That's the creator of the universe, man.
Yeah, and it goes. Man, we talked on the previous episode about the anxiety, man. And that thought alone can, if you look at it in the right way, man, that's comfort.
Yep.
You know, it's comfort to know that he's good, he's perfect, and he doesn't change, and he's constant, and he loves us. I love it. I love it.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right. What else? You good?
I'm good. I think I'm good, man.
I don't have any jokes this time.
No jokes?
I don't have anything.
Oh, I got no jokes, man. I was trying to think. Nope, I got no jokes.
Yeah, I'm terrible.
How do you make a
just-
tissue dance?
Put a little boogie in it.
Boom!
Oh man, there you go.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty good. Okay, that's all I got. I can't think of them on top of my head.
Hey, which
like
one
that.
is the which
The
one's
laughter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, dud.
that works. That works
Yeah.
too.
There you go.
Why does a duck have feathers?
I don't know. Why does a duck have feathers?
To cover its butt quack.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. We need
Yeah.
Probably need to edit that one out. We're good.
get a crack dryer and butt crack jokes. This is the
Yeah,
best.
good.
perfect.
We're mature, folks.
Yeah.
We're mature. Well, I appreciate y'all joining.
Yep.
We'll talk to you next time. See ya.